What up, you guys? It's your girl Jasmine, and I am back with another YouTube video. Before we get into this video, you guys, let's go ahead and get the algorithming. The more you guys interact with my content, the more YouTube is going to show this video to more and more people. So definitely go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and write a comment down below so we can get this algorithming. Also, you guys, make sure y'all check out all of the free guides that I have down below in the description. I've added some new ones. I have a 50 glute exercise guide, which is 100% free to download. I have a 6 healthy eating tips guide, which is also free to download. I have vegan meal plans down there. I have monthly meal plans, exercise guides with no equipment needed. So I have so much stuff down there, you guys. So make sure y'all check all of that out. I even have some recipe guides, some healthy meals for you guys to eat. So all of that is 100% free. Just go down into the description and you'll see the link for all of that. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys saw in my story, I had asked you guys to ask me some questions in regards to whatever it is you wanted to know about, like my weight loss, fitness journey, pretty much anything. It was open for any questions that you guys had. And I'm so excited that a lot of you guys responded and asked so many questions. So in order to get through most of them, I kind of like lumped some of the questions that were very similar together, and I chose 5 of the best ones. And I'll definitely make like a part 2, 3, and 4 to keep the questions going, but I've compiled a list of 5 questions and I'm going to answer them the best that I can. So let's go ahead and get into it. The number one question that I got from a lot of people was, what was the hardest part about losing all of my weight? For those of you guys who are new to my channel or who just don't know, I lost 115 pounds. I did that with no weight loss surgeries, no appetite suppressant pills or anything like that. I changed what I ate and I worked out. Specifically, I did weightlifting, resistance training more so than cardio. I did cardio like 20, 30 minutes a day, but then I would spend an hour doing weightlifting, stuff like that. So the hardest part about losing all of the weight, oh gosh. Reflecting back, I think the hardest part was getting started because it's not a part of the routine, right? When you first start trying to lose weight, it's going to be hard because, one, you're still addicted to all of the food that you shouldn't be eating, right? So you're addicted to the fried food, you're addicted to the sodas, the juices, you're addicted to the sugar. You just have all of these addictions going on. And I kind of quit like cold turkey. I didn't like wean myself off of it. When I decided I wanted to lose weight, I just kind of threw away everything in the house that I shouldn't have. And just kind of refused to buy more stuff. Now, granted, if I was at a grocery store and I was in the line waiting to be checked out and there was like a Snickers bar, you know, right there, you know how they do, I would grab one. But like, I didn't buy that stuff and keep it in my house. So I think the hardest part about it was just getting started. And then like when you start working out, I don't know if you know this, but you're going to be like super, super, super sore. Like, because your muscles just aren't used to moving. Like, I was a couch potato, okay? Like, I would sit on the couch all day long, all night long. And the only time I would move is if I needed to go to the bathroom, if I needed to take my dog out, or if I needed to make myself something to eat. Like, those were the only times I moved off of that couch. I would stay on my phone, I would watch TV, and I would sit on the couch. Okay, so going from that to now I'm doing squats, now I'm doing bench presses, now I'm doing lunges, like my butt, everything hurt. Like sitting on the toilet hurt, like everything freaking hurt, okay? Like the first day, like literally after I left the gym, the very first session, the very first training session, like I was sore for like the whole week. And my lower back hurt a lot too. And I remember telling my trainer, like, my lower back hurts. Like, am I doing these movements wrong? And he was like, no, it's probably just because you're not used to moving. Like, so that was the truth. He didn't lie, but it was just very uncomfortable. Like, it was uncomfortable. Like, I didn't even want to go back. I feel like when he would hit me up the following week to ask me like what days would be good for me and what times, I would like stall on responding because I was like, I don't even know if I'm going back. It was that bad. But after about week 2 and 3, it got a lot better. So don't feel like you're going to stay sore and in pain forever. Like it gets better, but you definitely have to fight through that. So definitely the hardest part was just getting started, fighting all those addictions that come when it comes to food, and then trying to stay in the gym even though everything on your body hurts. Luckily for me, you guys, I had been stopped drinking alcohol. I know a lot of times people struggle with that part because people like the casual, happy hour drink or whatever. So that part could also be difficult for you guys because, when you're trying to lose weight, you should not be drinking. But because I had already been stopped drinking alcohol like a year before that, I didn't have that issue. My issue was sweets and trying to stay consistent in the gym. All right, question number 2. What kept you motivated? Motivation. That's cute. So there's no motivation. Okay, let's just go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and get that set. It's not motivation that's going to keep you on your journey, whether it's weight loss, fitness, starting a business, starting a career, trying to get a degree. It's not motivation. Motivation gets you started. Yes. Like that first day or week, or maybe even that first month. But after that, child, that motivation go out that window. It's no motivation. At that point, it's discipline. Okay. It's purely discipline. Now, what I can say is as you keep going, it becomes a routine of yours. So it does get easier and easier to push yourself, especially when you don't feel like going. But that's discipline. That's not motivation. People always have that confused. Once you start to build that routine and you stick to it, you're becoming more and more disciplined, not more and more motivated. Okay. There are plenty of days, even now in current times, where I don't feel like going to the gym. And I still get up and go because I've become disciplined. It's become a part of who I am. I've been on this journey for 19, almost 20 months. So working out, weightlifting is a part of my DNA now. Like, just like I get up to go to the bathroom, I get up to cook, I get up to go to the gym. No matter what's going on in my world, I still go. Now, the time in which I go, that part does vary because some weeks I'm morning, some weeks I'm evening, some weeks I'm mid-afternoon. It's all over the place. But for the most part, I always go. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that there are some days where I cave and don't go because I would be lying. But for the most part, I go. Like, if I had to grade myself, I would give myself like an A- on effort and actually getting there because it's really become who I am. So I just want y'all to keep all of that in mind, especially now that it's 2024. I know a lot of you guys are super motivated, or y'all might have been motivated in December because y'all like new year, new me. But once that wears off, which it will, you're going to be relying on just being disciplined, getting up and doing what you don't feel like doing, not because you want to, but because you have to, and because you made that promise to yourself. So please keep that in mind, y'all. It's not motivation for anything. It's discipline. We have got to learn how to be and stay disciplined. And I feel like that's also like just a mindset, getting mentally strong, which is why I stress the importance of mental health on this channel as well. Because if your mind is not in a positive space, you're not going to accomplish too much of anything long term. You might be able to get 20 pounds off and keep it off for a month, but eventually all that's going to come back because you're just not mentally strong. So discipline. Question number 3. What made you decide to lose weight? That's a good one. It's so many different things. First of all, I've been wanting to lose weight. Okay. I didn't just wake up one day and was like, I think I'm going to lose 115 pounds today. No, it didn't happen like that. I have been wanting to lose weight. I have been wanting to lose weight for years. Okay. At least 8+ years. And every year I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2, I think it was the timing that everything happened for me that it kind of like just worked itself out. It's crazy how like the universe works. I feel like it's like I just believe things always happen when they're supposed to happen. I sold my house And so I had this large chunk of money, most of which I wanted to invest into my business. And I am the business, so therefore I had to invest into me. So it worked out where I had sold my house, and literally like the next month I hired a personal trainer. And I'm not gonna lie, like personal training was very, very expensive because he was coming to me. Once I got the hang of working out and like form and stuff, then we moved it to virtual, where we would be on a video call and he would watch me work out. So that made it cheaper. Then once I got used to that and was doing good at that, a few months later, then it turned into I would just purchase the workouts from him, and like, so he would create my programs and then I would just do them on my own, like without him watching. So it was definitely like steps to it, but my overall investment was pretty expensive. And I feel like it happened how it was supposed to happen. And I think the main reason why this time it happened was because I was so isolated, y'all. Like I said, I don't get out much. Okay. So my world now is like my world. Like I don't get too much interaction with people on a regular basis. Like the gym is like my only time of the day where I socially interact with people. I'm just keeping it 100. So I don't have a whole bunch of outside influences. So therefore, because I had my personal trainer and because I don't get out much, he was like the only person that I talked to all day. Well, not all day, but you know, during that hour of time. So his influence and having to answer to him if he's asking me what I ate, and it's like, I can't lie because he's right in my face, right? Like at some point I gotta tell the truth. It's just, I just feel like that's how it stuck. The reason why I wanted to lose weight is because I had been wanting to lose weight, y'all. Like I just got tired of being fat. Like to keep it 100, it wasn't, oh, I was diagnosed with diabetes. No, it wasn't any of that. I have been diagnosed with pre-diabetes. That ain't stopped me. I have been had high blood pressure. That ain't stopped me. I have been had high cholesterol. That ain't stopped me. I have been over 300 pounds. That ain't stopped me. Like all of these things that were going on with my body had been happening. It wasn't like I was diagnosed with this on a Monday and then by Wednesday I changed my life. No. It just, at some point you get tired of being sick and tired. And I think because I had the money to invest in myself that way, it's stuck. Because like I said, I have been trying to lose weight for years, and I would do good for a couple of months and be right back to my old ways, gaining weight shortly after. So, but I never had a personal trainer. I never interacted with someone who was a health conscious person. Everyone who I interacted with, you know, years prior was overweight. I would go to work and they always throwing potlucks and shit. You go on your lunch break, everybody got good food, fried chicken, Popeyes, McDonald's, you know, so it makes it harder to stick to your regimen because you are around stuff that you're not supposed to be around when you're trying to change. You get what I'm saying? Your environment is everything. If you want me to be 100 with y'all, your environment is everything. So I'm not blaming the fact that, you know, I used to have a job and everyone's always eating bad foods. I was probably, at the job I had, I was the most overweight. So, you know, they could eat unhealthy foods and still be skinny. Whereas me, I'm fat, I'm trying to lose weight. Everybody's eating what they want to eat, and I'm over here eating a fucking salad? Come on. Like, how long do you really think it's going to last? When your whole family overweight, how long do you really think you're going to be able to stay strong? Some people do. But a lot of times it's hard. That's why, I don't know if y'all watch 600 Pound Life, where most of the time the whole family has to change in order for that person to lose the weight, because it's the environment that they're in. Or if they don't change what they eat, the family members might go out of the house to eat the bad stuff and try not to bring it in the house. It's the same concept. So I think just everything lining up the way it did is how I was able to finally change my life. So my advice, try to isolate yourself. I say this all the time. You will work better. You will reach your goals better if you are by yourself. Now, obviously, not everyone can be by themselves. Some people have kids. Some people still have to go to work. But I'm just saying, for me, my life started to elevate when I stopped interacting with a lot of people and just kind of stayed in my own zone, my own world. I hope that makes sense. Let me know down in the comments if that makes sense. But yeah, I hope I answered that question. Why did you go the vegan route? Question number 4. That kind of goes back to what we were just talking about. So my trainer is vegan. And I had already been sold on the idea of eating plant-based after years ago when What the Health came out on Netflix. So I already believed that plant-based vegan was the smart move. I was already sold. Okay. If you haven't watched that documentary, please watch it, because the shit they doing to that meat is freaking crazy. Now, at the time when I watched it, I did try to go vegan. I was vegan for like 6 weeks and then went back to my old ways. But that's because I didn't know what to eat. And then some of the brands or different replacements, like Tafudi, was freaking nasty. See, I didn't know anything about Whole Foods. I don't even know if Whole Foods existed back then, or if it did, I don't think it was in my area. Or if it was in my area, I had no idea what it was. Okay? So I didn't have good replacements for sour cream or cream cheese or plant-based milks. I didn't really know what kind of recipes to make. I didn't know about lentils back then. All I knew was no meat, y'all. So I was eating a whole bunch of tacos with just vegetables. I didn't know. And then that gets old. So then I just slowly found my way back to chicken and steaks, and all that vegan shit went right out the window. But this time around, it's crazy because, like I said, everything just fell into place. When I decided to make that phone call, I Googled personal trainers in my area. His was the very first number that popped up. I called it, and he picked up on the first ring, and he was available the next day to meet with me for the consultation. And then the time slot in which I wanted to work out, he was available for. It just all fell into place. And then him being vegan, he sent me a whole bunch of different foods and stuff to eat, because obviously the gym is only half the battle. You really have to make sure you eat right, of course. So he had a whole PDF of foods and what to eat, what not to eat, why. He's so smart on foods and stuff. He's brilliant. He really knows his shit. And on his PDF was a lot of plant-based meals. And he said, before I hired him, he's vegan, but he can still help me eat right, even if I choose to continue to eat meat and dairy. So over the weeks of listening to him and why he's vegan, and because we would talk a lot in between sets, I just was like, well, I tried it before, so maybe I'll try it again. And because he's vegan, he had recipes and different things for me to try that I wouldn't get bored with. So it worked out this time. And now I'm vegan. And would I go back to meat and dairy? No. Okay. Question number 5, the last question I'm going to answer for this question and answer video. What advice would you give someone who wants to lose 100 plus pounds? Okay. It's so many pieces to it. Gosh, I'm trying to think what is the best. I'm just going to give you all of my tidbits on it, and then you can take from it what you will. So first, what I would say is 100 plus pounds is a lot of weight to lose. And I want to make sure you understand that, not to scare you, but so that you can be patient with yourself. 100 pounds is a lot of weight. That is a whole person. That's a whole child. And that's also some women who are 5 feet tall. 100 pounds is a lot of weight to lose. So number 1, I want you to grasp that concept. Number 2, I want you to understand that it did not take you 2 months to gain 100 plus pounds. So do not expect to lose 100 plus pounds in 2 months. If you are 100 plus pounds overweight, 9 times out of 10, that took years. So I want you to understand that your journey is going to take years. Okay. I'm still on my journey. I'm still not 100% satisfied with my body. There's still things that I'm working on for myself. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm 20 months into my weight loss / fitness journey. So I want you to have patience with yourself. I want you to just understand that the goal that you have for yourself is a very large goal. It's not a small goal. Okay. It's very large. And not too many people have successfully done it. There are plenty of success stories, but when you look at the overall, most people have not lost 100 plus pounds. Okay. So with all of that in mind, I want you to understand that you're going to have ups and downs, ups and downs. You're going to have weeks where you're really committed to it. You're doing super, super good. And then you're going to have weeks where you're kind of like, fuck this shit. And you're going to kind of go back to how you used to eat. But then you're going to get that motivation. You're going to get that discipline again. So just have grace. Don't beat yourself up. Don't quit. Don't get down on yourself. Don't be a slave to the scale, and just understand that it's a lot of weight to lose. I feel like once you realize that, you're going to be easier on yourself. You're not going to give up so quickly because you understand that it's a lot of weight to lose. And then the last thing I could say is lose it slowly. Don't try to play the fast game. If you lose it slowly, you're going to be less likely to, one, gain it back, and then two, have saggy skin. Saggy skin really comes into place because people lose the weight so fast, and then your skin doesn't have time to adjust. And then the third thing is make sure you do weightlifting and resistance training, and not just some little 5 pounds. No. Push yourself. When you first start, of course, you're going to be using 5 pounds. Your body's not used to moving. So that makes sense. But as things get easier, I want you to push yourself. Don't continue to use 5 pounds when you're not even breaking a sweat with that no more. It means it's time to go up in weight. It means it's time to grab the 10 pounds or the 15 pounds and to slowly, every time you get in the gym, you're going heavier and heavier, as long as you're not sacrificing form. Okay. Always push yourself. It should always be hard, okay? Not hard to the point where you're in pain, but you should, after each set, you should feel like, woo, woo. You know what I mean? If you can finish a set and you're like, oh yeah, this is great, like, then you ain't do what you're supposed to do. You need to go heavier. So that's the advice I could give to you. And then there was something else I wanted to say. Last but not least, what was it? Last but not least, find an activity that you like to do. I love weightlifting, so that's why it works for me. I love lifting heavy weights. Like, it just, yeah, like that's my shit. I love that shit. Like, what? I just lifted that. But not everybody's like that. Right? Not everybody wants to be in the weight room. That's fine. Again, it's going to help with your skin for sure. But at the end of the day, you want to find an activity that's going to keep you active, that's going to keep you wanting to go. If you dread it even after the month of, changing everything, the first month you're going to be sore all the time. You're going to be hungry because you're on a cut. You're going to be craving everything in the world. But after that first month, if you still are dreading weightlifting, if you still don't like that shit, then I want you to try exploring other activities that you find fun. Now, don't be a cardio junkie, y'all. At the end of the day, if you really want to lose weight and burn fat and keep it off, you have to build muscle. You have to incorporate resistance training. There's no way around it. But you can incorporate that and do an activity that you actually like to do. If you can find something that you actually like to do, you're going to be more likely to continue to do it. Okay. So just keep that in mind. What works for me may not work for you. Okay. Still get your resistance training in, but find an activity where you can get your resistance training in and enjoy what you're doing so that you don't feel like you're working. You're having fun. You get what I'm saying? Let me know if that makes sense. I had fun answering these questions for you guys. I hope my answers helped you. I hope they inspired you. I'll definitely do a part two because there were so many more questions, but these ones kind of were like the most asked. So I was like, let me lump these together. So yeah, definitely make sure you guys thumbs up this video, leave a comment down below. Let's get the algorithm ticking. Also make sure you guys check out the free guides that I have down in the description. Lots of free stuff for you guys to download, read, and implement into your daily lives. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next YouTube video. Bye.